sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name's Beth. If you're new, welcome. I finished a quilt today that I began last time I was with you. I showed you how to make this quilt block right here, and I'll leave a link below on this quilt block. And today I'll be adding the sashing and putting it all together and finishing up this beautiful baby quilt. I added sashing and cornerstones that make it almost look like a little flower in the corners of these quilt blocks. So I wanted to show you how I easily added some strips with pink squares. The strips are 9 inches and the squares are 2 inches. And I added those across between my blocks. And then I added longer strips between the rows with that green square, and I think it made a really pretty secondary design here on this baby quilt. I also wanted those sort of little flowers in the border of my quilt, so I made more strips with some more cream strips and some more squares, so that my quilt, when it was done, had those flowers all the way around the border as well. On the outside of the quilt, I just went one border at a time until I had all of the flowers finished around the outside of my quilt. I really love the way this quilt top turned out, and those little crosses with the pink and green that almost look like flowers would be pretty between a lot of quilt blocks. I might use this technique in another quilt in the future. I made my quilt sandwich with some batting, some 505 spray, and I had this pretty gingham for the back of my quilt. I purchased a walking foot for my featherweight sewing machine, and I'm going to try to use that today with this quilt. I have used the all-purpose foot to quilt quilts before and it worked out, but I did want to try the walking foot and see if that was maybe a little bit easier. I began in the center of my quilt and I used the largest stitch length on my sewing machine and I went right through the center, rolling up the side of the quilt as I went along. The walking foot came with this little attachment that looks like a little bar, and it helped me as I added the second line of my stitching. Every time I moved over to the right, I was able to get the same distance just using that little bar as my guide. I think my stitching is looking pretty good so far, so I'm going to keep going to the right and then I will turn the quilt over and begin going across from the middle to the left. And when I was all done going in that direction, I turned the quilt and I put lines going the opposite direction, making a crosshatch pattern on my quilt. When my quilt was ready, I trimmed off the excess batting and backing, and then I got ready to add my binding. I cut my strips 2.5 inches wide, the width of the fabric, and then I joined them together, right sides together, and then I put a seam diagonally from corner to corner, and then I cut off the excess triangles before pressing my binding in half. I began on the side of my quilt on the back. I'll be putting the binding on the back of my quilt and then rolling it to the front. So I'll begin in the center of one of the sides of the quilt, and I'm going to leave a tail that's about 10 inches long, and I'll attach the binding right there on the side of my quilt using 1/4 to 1/2 inch seam. And before I get to the first corner of my quilt, I will stop about 1/4 inch away from the end, and I'll leave the needle down, and I will pivot and sew off the corner of my quilt. After sewing off the corner, off the end of the corner, I pulled the binding up and down. After turning my quilt, I pulled the binding up and down, and there's a fold there on the top, and I began sewing right there on the fold, and then I'll do that all the way around my quilt, and I'll stop before I get to where I started. I stopped about 10 to 12 inches away from where I started, and now I have 2 tails, and I'll fold one, and I will cut the one on the right side right next to that fold. It doesn't matter which side you fold or cut, but here I am cutting there on the right, and I need at least 2.5 inches on that folded piece. I'll use what I just cut off because I know that's 2.5 inches, and I'll measure from the fold, and I'll cut off the excess, so now that little tail is only 2.5 inches long, and I can join these two ends just like I did when I was putting my binding together. I'll put right sides together, and I'll sew from corner to corner. After putting the seam in, I always like to double check that it is the right size, and then I can trim away the excess triangles before sewing this down onto my quilt. Now that my binding is attached, I can turn my quilt over, roll the binding to the front, and top stitch all the way around. My baby quilt is complete. Now all I need to do is add a label and give it away. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.